Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're going to go over the best forwards in NHL 23. This is taking all cost and value out of the equation. These are the best forwards currently in the game. Just kind of give you guys a guide. This is not the 12 cards I think you should go out and get. These are just, if you are trying to decide between going after one of the more expensive cards in the game, I just want to give you guys a ranking, and I think that these videos are kind of nice to do every, 2-3 weeks when we get new events and things like that to kind of just put a gauge on how things are going. And there's a lot of icons that are forgotten about as well that I want to bring up here. So again, these are not the best values. These are just simply the best cards taking money out of the equation. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Let's get into it. All right, we're going to start first with right-handed wingers. There are a lot of options kind of for that fourth spot, but I think the power-up icon Solani just edges them out currently. 97 speed at this stage of the game. There's, I think, only 2 cards that can hit that. I know his endurance is low, but even still, early on in his shift, like, he's going to be able to beat essentially everyone, especially with wheels. So just keep that in mind. I think that this is still one of the best power-up icons and just cards in the game. It's very expensive now, but just still, no need to overthink it. His Master Set player item is very good. Don't get me wrong, it has a little bit more endurance, but I think that the gold wheels on him and just the ability to get up to 97 speed kind of trumps what the options are for the Master Set version. So that's why I think the power-up icon comes in at number 4 among right-handed wingers. Next among right-handed wingers, we've got the 89 X Factor, Nathan MacKinnon. This has been one of the best cards so far throughout the game. I've loved using this card. You can throw Gladiator or Magician on him as the first perk, first synergy, and then he's got that Wingman or Fly the Zone as his second one to get 95 speed. He's got silver wheels, a good shot, and again, at 6 foot, he's got some decent size. Can play center as well at 84 on the face-off circle, but he plays extremely fast in this game and very, very snappy. He comes in at number 3 among right-handed wingers. Coming in at number 2 is the 91 power-up icon 90s version of Mario Lemieux. Now, this is from personal experience using the cards. This is still one of the best, and I think you guys are going to know who's number 1. The only thing that's hurting Mario Lemieux is the fact that all of his abilities are pretty bad. Snipe seems to be okay. I've liked it a little bit on Pasternak's X Factor, but other than that, it's just his abilities, which are all top tier, like best in the game. Can play him at center, is 94 speed, 96 acceleration. This card is incredible. There's no way around that, but just he's slightly behind number 1 right now among right-handed wingers. He will soon reclaim the crown once he goes up to his 92. And if he was number 2, you guys obviously know who number 1 is, and that is the 89 X Factor Matthew Barzal. He's the first one, I believe, to get to that 3rd tier synergy and got Fly the Zone as that second middle perk. You can throw Gladiator on him to get him up in his body checking a little bit higher. The reason why I think Matthew Barzal's X Factor is better than Mario Lemieux right now, again, it will not be for long, is Gold Elite Edges. This card on my No Money Spent team has been one of the best cards I've used on not just my No Money Spent team, but throughout this entire game. You're just able to do things in the corners, around the nets, during the rush, all the cuts and things like that with Elite Edges, and someone that's 97 speed is absolutely nuts. He also wins a lot of puck pickup battles, and that's because he's got 99 defensive awareness with all of his synergies activated. So again, something to keep in mind there. That first one as well, again, Gladiator really helps out. Just currently right now, I think he's the number 1 right-handed winger. Again, that is going to change very quickly. Mario will go back, and for all intents and purposes, Mario is still probably number 1, but this is from personal use. All right, moving on to centerman, the 87 power-up icon, Joe NIEUWENDYK, 6'2", with Magician as well as Gladiator, which is probably what I would go with. And then he's got Light the Lamp and Bombarded, which are 2 of the lesser useful synergies, but it's his abilities. Gold Quick Draw, guys, I've mentioned this a number of times. If you understand face-offs, you can win every single draw if you have someone with Gold Quick Draw. He's got Born Leader, which, again, if he's higher up in your lineup and they score early on in the game, that has a lot of usefulness. As the game goes along and endurance stats get higher, it loses its effectiveness. But 90 speed is phenomenal at 6'2", 94 face-offs, and Gold Quick Draw. Just all around one of the best centermen in the game, in my opinion. and kind of under the radar. You don't have to pay an insane price for him. Now, the one thing I will say is that unless he gets a skating synergy to help out with that acceleration, as his tiers go along, his 88 at the beginning of January is probably not going to receive a speed increase, which is going to make that card really tough to justify continue upgrading. But right now, the 87 Joe NIEUWENDYK, in my opinion, is the number 4 centerman. Coming in at number 3, probably the biggest flex card in NHL 23 right now, and that's the Edmonton Oilers Mark Messier, because if you've got the Edmonton Oilers Mark Messier, that means you've either got Gretzky and Lemieux already, and you just forego trying to get them, or, you know, you're just nuts, I guess, trying not to get them. But nonetheless, he's got Fly the Zone, which gets him up to 90 speed, and then his secondary synergy of Gladiator gets his body checking even higher. Gold Truculence and Unstoppable Force with 92 on the draw and a great shot. This has been a nightmare card to play against for me personally. Truculence, guys, again, there's a reason why they are not giving it out on very many cards at all. It is still one of the best abilities, especially defensively in the game. If you are shoulder to shoulder and you get those guys trying to go for just glitch wraps and hiding behind your net offensively, you can bump everyone off the puck. Mackenzie Weegar has been throwing people around, and Mark Messier comes in at number 3 because of it. Coming in at number 2 is the 89 Patrice Bergeron. Gold quick draw and silver close quarters is a hell of a combo. 6'1", 90 speed, 90 acceleration, and his shot has been way better than the stats indicate so far for me while using him. I've really liked his shot. 99 defensive awareness. This is a phenomenal defensive center in your own zone, as well as the ability to win all the draws you need. This is a great card, and if you aren't needing someone on defense for Mackenzie Weegar, he should definitely be the card I think that you should make for your team if you are going to make a spreadsheet hockey event, because he is going to have the longest lasting value. And then coming in at number 1, the 91 Edmonton Oilers Wayne Gretzky. Now, he could probably flip-flop. He doesn't have quick draw, but it's gold elite edges and unstoppable force and 89 faceoffs, as well as a shot that's above 95 that just has me having him at the number 1 spot. This card, whenever I face it, which is not often, is just absolutely nuts. There's no getting him off the puck. Unstoppable force and elite edges with someone with 94 speed, acceleration, agility should just not be allowed at all. His shot is automatic, and man, this is the holy grail card this year to go out and try and get, guys. Usually, Mario Lemieux is always the best card among these two because of his size, but because that early 90s Mario Lemieux has really brutal abilities, this Wayne Gretzky card, in my opinion, surpasses it this year. So he's the number 1 center still, and he probably will remain that for the whole year. All right, let's go over our honorable mentions for left-handed wingers, and I would just want to mention the 89 Kucherov because I think this is a phenomenal card. 91 speed, 92 acceleration, a very good shot, and gold elite edges. You really can't go wrong. I just think he is slightly outside of the top 4, but still a very, very effective left-handed winger card for your team. All right, coming in at number 4, just edging out Kucherov, is the 87 Mike Modano with wingman as well as gladiator, which is what I would throw on him. Gold elite edges, 92 speed, 90 acceleration. It's the fact that he's 6'3". That's what kind of separates him from Kucherov, in my opinion. Everyone that has used Modano so far this year has loved him, and I think that he's a decent icon. If you do get him untradeable, you could upgrade him. I mean, his 88 card, when he gets it, whether it's January 1st or sometime throughout December, he is going to get 91 speed, 91 acceleration. He will get that bump. After that, it's probably going to lose its value, but still a very, very good card. Next up, we've got the X Factor Dylan Larkin coming in at number 3 with Thief as well as Fly the Zone. Gets him up to 94 speed, 92 acceleration, and then great defensive stats, silver elite edges, and gold wheels. His shot is not as low as it is indicated by his attributes. This has been one of the best cards. In fact, he plays like on the second line for my God Squad sometimes. So just an absolute nuts card. One that I would... you could upgrade him right now and not increase him at all for the rest of the year and still be pretty okay because of how good this card is. Coming in at number 2 among left-handed wingers, you've got the 89 team builder TKACHUK. This is probably the best team builder in my opinion after using all 8 of them. There is something about his shot. He doesn't play as slow as his skating attributes indicate, and silver close quarters. He just hammers home everything, and there's no knocking him off the puck. This is pure preference, guys. I think he is the second best left-handed winger, and honestly the best team builder. If you are looking to make at least 1 or 2, TKACHUK should be it. But I don't know. know, there's something about this card. I think it might be his weight at 232 and 6'2", and the way this game is played, he feels faster than he is. I made him on my no money spent team as well. Just a great card. And then coming in at number 1, which he is going to lock down the spot for the entire year, essentially, is the 89 X Factor Connor McDavid. 95 speed, 95 acceleration. This thing is nuts. I can't wait for him to get his Team of the Year to somehow make him even better, because if they give him Silver Elite Edges or something like that, it is over for anyone that you play against if you have that card. So this is the holy grail chase, other than the Wayne Gretzky, essentially, and he's obviously much easier to get than Gretzky, but this is the one that you should keep doing X Factor sets for. Just an absolute great card. All right, guys, that is going to do it for the best forwards currently in NHL 23. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.